Hi, I'm Erik Voss, and Avengers Infinity War is now out on digital HD with some deleted scenes, including one alternate version of the heart-to-heart between Thanos and Gamora that actually reveals big implications for Avengers 4. I'm gonna walk you through this scene and explain why it's the most important thing in your life forever and ever. Spoiler warning in case I'm actually right, and let's dive in.
The planet has been taken, Father. The Third-Eyed King pledges eternal loyalty to your cause.
He accepted my terms.
Eventually.
Okay, this deleted scene is an extended version of that scene midway through Infinity War after Thanos takes Gamora and before she takes him to Vormir to get the Soul Stone. The two are in the throne room of Thanos' sanctuary ship. Except in this version, we initially see younger versions of themselves. As we'll see in a second, this is a memory that Thanos is watching from a time when Gamora still served him as a child of Thanos, helping him conquer various civilizations across the universe. Here, she just finished conquering the Third-Eyed King, who, by the way, does not appear to be any known character from the Marvel Comics, and no, he is not Stefan Jenkins from Third Eye Blind. They're a democracy, not a monarchy. Gamora says that Third Eye King pledged his eternal loyalty to Thanos' cause, which turns out to be a dark joke when she plops the king's severed head in front of Thanos, implying that he did not bend the knee after all. Still has his crown on top. And yes, by the way, all the effects here are still unfinished, as is the case with pretty much all deleted scenes, which get removed earlier in the post-production process, so, there's no point to polishing the VFX. It seems like a no-brainer thing to explain, but you would be surprised. Let's keep watching.
Stop it.
By the look of it, you seemed content enough at the time.
I was a prisoner.
So yes, this red glow here is Thanos using the Reality Stone to project this memory, like a nostalgic papa watching a home movie from before his little girl made him drop her off a block away from school. We see Thanos use the Reality Stone similarly in the final cut. Remember when he projected the utopia that his homeworld Titan used to be to explain his agenda to Doctor Strange. Now if you think about this, the Reality Stone doesn't necessarily project reality as it truthfully was. I think you can make it whatever you want it to be. So this memory right here may be filtered by Thanos' biased point of view. Let's move on.
After my planet died, I had nothing. No one. And I thought I never would. And I was all right with that. I had a new vocation. Then I found you. And at my side, you became the fiercest woman in the galaxy.
Okay, one main element that the scene would have brought the final cut was a bit more humanity from Thanos. We would get a sense of why Gamora means so much to him on an emotional level, and why it was so painful for him to sacrifice her. Now, ultimately, I think we still got a very good sense of that throughout the movie, like the flashback of Thanos giving her the dagger when she was a girl, and Thanos' single tear moment at her death. Plus, the final version of this scene goes a lot deeper into Thanos' logical rationale. So I see why this version might have been seen as exposable. Next.
That's why I chose you to find the Soul Stone.
I'm sorry I disappointed you.
I am disappointed. Not because you didn't find it, but because you did. And you lied.
Okay, so we saw these exact words exchanged in the final cut, which from a story perspective is a key reveal because we now know Gamora knows where the final Infinity Stone is. Actually, if you watch VFX breakdown footage with Josh Brolin in his mocap suit, you really get a sense of how powerful his acting is in this moment. His voice as Thanos really underlines the terror Gamora must feel at this revelation. Moving on.
That's why, when you left me all those years ago, I allowed it.
You allowed it?
You haven't been under the impression you escaped.
You didn't raise me, you kidnapped me, orphaned me, and imprisoned me! Everything I hate about myself comes from you.
Here, Thanos is referring back to when Gamora joined the Guardians of the Galaxy in that first movie. He initially tasked her with retrieving the Power Stone, but she later betrayed Thanos and joined forces with the Guardians. Now, at the time, it seemed as though she made that choice on her own, but now Thanos is suggesting he allowed it to happen. Perhaps he felt that she would be more successful at finding the rest of the stones if she felt that she wasn't working for him, and then in reality, he was just following her tracks. Also in this deleted version, Gamora screams at Thanos, compared to the way Zoe Saldana delivers the line in the final cut.
Everything I hate about myself, he taught me.
So I suppose Gamora's words themselves are really aggressive enough, and saying them would require a nerve that might make her feel a little nervous. And on to the final part I want to point out.
You had a family here, little one.
No, I didn't.
Yes. No. You just didn't care what happened to it.
Okay, so the deleted version of the scene ends with Thanos using the Space Stone to teleport the two of them into the torture room with Nebula, as opposed to them just going through a door in the final version. But really, it's this emotional moment between father and adopted daughter that hides the deeper meaning. Over these months, we've been speculating what could bring Thanos down in Avengers 4. The directors, the Russo brothers, have suggested a different kind of attack would be needed against a threat like Thanos. And rewatching Infinity War, the thing that hurt him more than anything was definitely the death of Gamora. That put him at his weakest state. So could Gamora be the hero to defeat Thanos? Ain't she dead though? Well, the Russos shed more light on that too, confirming that Gamora still exists inside the Soul Stone. And the way Thanos used the Reality Stone in the scene reminded me a lot of another weapon we've seen before in the MCU. The one Tony Stark shows off at the beginning of Captain America Civil War, binarily augmented retro framing, aka BARF. Sure, it's not like the weapons he showcased at the beginning of Iron Man and Iron Man 2, but the ability to create lifelike projections to relive core emotional memories is absolutely something that could be used against Thanos, especially if the ghost of Gamora proves to be his main vulnerability. I know that in Civil War, BARF was introduced as a way to remind us of Tony's fraught relationship with his parents, which he never settled because the Winter Soldier killed them, which created the wedge between him and Cap. But as a narrative device, BARF is so much more useful than that. BARF could be something that affects everyone, with powerful forces bubbling deep inside us, waiting to spew out. Comment down below with your thoughts on this theory and tweet me directly at Erik Voss, and follow New Rockstars on Twitter for updates on our videos. Like this video, share it around, and subscribe to New Rockstars for all the big Avengers theories and MCU updates that you need to know about. Thanks for watching, and remember kids, if someone asks you how to beat Thanos, it's BARF! Bye.